Sharp Game here. Welcome to another episode coming at you from ChooseYourRelationships.com. Offer of love can't wait. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that I've been repeatedly and consistently saying that if you're a black man living in the United States of America, you are alone. You have no friends. All you have is allies and agents that's surrounding you. Whether it's at your job, whether it's in your family, friends, associates, etc. You have no friends. You're walking this journey, or you're taking this journey by your damn self. When shit gets real out here with you, because something's going to happen at some point in time, and you're going to find out, just like I did, how many friends that I really had. And you're going to find out just as I did, because I was in denial for a long time. And if you look at the television, you would think that black people are some of the worst people in the world, because a lot of black people, a lot of just people in general across the board, they don't understand the power of propaganda. They don't understand how the media works. And I'm here to tell you, I don't care what you've done in your life, negative or positive, you ain't got shit on these white folks out here. They're doing shit that you could only imagine, shit that you never could think of. And the reason why they get away with it is because, number one, they have political power, because the system was created by white guys for white guys. And the ones that didn't have power, they managed to get the money and the power through the political system, and they use their clout to get and do whatever they want in the country, really around the world now, especially when you look at some of the big tech companies that's up and coming in the Bay Area now. And then they expand into places on the East Coast, places like Austin, Texas, Charlotte, North Carolina, some in Atlanta. But, the Bay Area is where a lot of these big tech companies really started from. But they use their political power to get what they want and do what they want. And they pay off all these politicians that's in power positions like district attorneys, and they invest, they donate money to police unions, and then they lace in the pockets of judges and attorneys. And so that's money talks in America. And the problem with us as black people, we don't have no political power. See, the thing that a lot of black people don't understand is that until you have political power, you're not going to get any respect from anybody in America. That people don't really care about morals. People don't really have no morals. We're the only people that really have any type of morals or whatever. Some people fake it till they make it. They might claim they're religious or a Christian or something like that, but it's not real. It's bullshit, in my opinion. But if you really take a look at some of the events that's been in the news, of course you got black people getting shot, unarmed. They shooting kids. Shot a 5-year-old kid. And then you got incidents like Colin Kaepernick, right? Now, he took us. Well, he took a stand, but in reality, he took a knee for the Star Spangled Banner, right? But you don't have one white football player that spoke up for him. So think about this. Now, as popular as the Super Bowl is, as much people, we got millions of people watch football every Sunday in America. You don't have one white football player that's going to stand up for him. And this is what I've been saying the whole time. You are alone, black man. No one has your back. No one's going to speak up for you until we get political power. And you have to force white folks to do stuff. You got to stop asking them to do shit. You just got to tell them. You got to force them to do it. That's been my experience. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we get confused. We think that people are going to do the right thing. No, people are not going to do the right thing because they're just not made like that. They weren't raised like that. People don't do the right thing. People do what they have to do when they have to do it. You know what I'm saying? That's really how that shit works. And a lot of people get confused. That's why, and another thing, we live in such a capitalistic society, and it's easy to pay off people. It's because they have so many informants today. And even when a lot of black people try to do some positive shit, it gets sabotaged because they have so many informants in these organizations, or they get turned into informants because they want money. So people are willing to take the payout and sabotage whatever you have. And the bigger you get, the more at risk you are because no one has your back. You know what I'm saying? If someone has your back, okay, maybe someone will think twice and be like, hey, you know, that person, they're not the one to be reckoned with. But that doesn't happen very often. It's been, you know, certain specific people through the years that had clout like that. But if you know anything about history, I mean, some of the best people alive that used to be living got assassinated. Like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, you know, some of the greats has been assassinated because no one had their backs. So they basically sacrificed themselves for the whole. But during the 70s, you know, they dropped the ball. They dropped the ball, and the reason why the ball was dropped is because it has to be hundreds, thousands of Martin Luther Kings. There was only one. It has to be hundreds and thousands of Malcolm X's. There was only one. So if you cut the head off, or you cut the person, or you take the person that's on the top of the pyramid out, then the whole shit crumbles. You know what I'm saying? So if you got hundreds and thousands of Malcolm X's, they can't stop everybody. The CIA or the FBI or whoever attacks you can't stop you because there's strength in numbers. So it doesn't really matter what you do as a person. It doesn't matter if you have millions of dollars. It doesn't matter if you're a celebrity. By default, if it's just you, you're weak. Because once they take you down, or once you fall off, it's a wrap. What you got? You know what I'm saying? And another thing you have to remember, when people are being attacked and the laws are biased and policies are being passed against us like it is. People, you get attacked because you're the one, because it's something about you that's a threat. And you have to realize that as an individual, a lot of white folks are afraid of us. Like when you go to your job or when you're out and about by yourself, they're afraid of you as an individual. But as a group, they're not afraid of us because they know we're not organized. They know we're all over the place. But as an individual, they'll just use the system. They'll just call the police or use the court system. You know what I'm saying? But because it's like, if as an individual, if you're out in public somewhere, a lot of white folks feel a little uncomfortable because it's just, if it's just you and him, he knows that he's at a disadvantage. So he'll just call the cops, use the court system if he has to. And that's how they get shit done. But we can't use the same system that they use because it's not for us. It's against us. So we have to use our dollars to get political clout in this country to do some of the same things. I'm not saying all you're going to be able to do everything that a white guy can do. Of course not. But you can do some, because money talks in any society. Money talks, not votes, not accolades, not awards, not popularity. Money talks. The brown bag talks in any society. I don't care if you're in Japan. Money talks and bullshit walks. But if you look at the television, the television tell lies. They don't really tell the whole truth. And you're not going to get the truth by watching television. So, like I said, I don't care what you've done in your life. And me included. We ain't got nothing on white folks. They're doing shit at a level, whether it's positive or negative, in ways that we could never imagine. They're doing, I don't care what category you name. This is across the board. We're not doing shit compared to them. Whether it's drugs, whether it's dealing drugs, whether it's making money, whether it's doing crime, they're the kings of crimes. Of course, they're different individuals that's doing stuff at a high level, of course, but collectively, white folks are dominating everywhere they go. And that's how that shit is. And whether it's negative or positive, I don't care. Anything that's negative, they're doing it at a much higher and alarming rate than us. Whether it's drugs, whether it's alcohol, whether it's, I don't care, whether it's killing people. They kill people all the time. Nobody says anything. The number one drug state is Vermont and Alaska. But it ain't no black people that live up there. It's less than 1% of black people that live in both states. It's damn near 98% white. But you never hear that on the news. You never hear about all that heroin and meth that's in Oregon and Washington. And if you go up there, those states, because I visited Seattle and I've been outside of Seattle. People walking around no teeth in their mouth. But you never hear about that on the news. All you hear about is what about black on black crime, and what about crack and coke. We ain't got shit on them when it comes to the drug epidemic in this country. It was, that's the thing. It wasn't a problem. Drugs wasn't a problem until black people started making money. That's when it became a problem. Pipping wasn't a problem until black people started making a lot of money. That's when it became a problem. When white people were using drugs and making a whole lot of money, it was cool. It was like the thing to do. I remember when I was growing up, smoking crack. I remember smoking crack was cool at one point. Sniffing coke was cool at one point. Smoking cigarettes was cool at one point. But now, once black people started coming in and started making a bunch of money off of it, now it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? And that is a lot of that comes with not having political clout. You know what I'm saying? Some of it's racism as well. You can't leave that out. But if you have political clout, the power to back whatever you up and defend yourself and stand on it, people will get off you. They'll leave you alone. But we don't have that. And we've never had that since we've been captured in the United States of America. Based on my history and my findings over the years. And hopefully our children, it's not going to happen in our generation, our children will be better off than we are today. Hopefully they won't have to put up with and face a lot of the tragedies and experiences that we're seeing today. And it's going to take, I'm going to predict it's going to take at least 7 to 8 generations for us to get out of this matrix, get out of this hellhole, But at the end of the day, it starts with you. It starts with who you are as a person. It starts with if you care. It starts with what type of person you are. What are you going to do? Or if you're going to do anything. But that's all I got. If you like what you heard, subscribe to my channel. Check out my blog, chooseyourrelationships.com. Till next time, Sharp King is out. Peace.